Today I'm going to review The Glory of Rome campaign sourcebook. I really like Roman culture, so I thought I would like this more than I did the Viking book, which I liked a lot. So it goes a bit into what this is, the founding myth of Rome, and a timeline of Roman culture, because for most people, Rome kind of all blends in together, but Rome was just one village. There were a variety of different cultures in Italy when Rome first started, and it conquered the whole of Italy and eventually the whole Mediterranean, and absorbed a lot from the people it conquered and spread its culture all throughout the Mediterranean. It was a republic for 500 years, pretty much, and then it became an empire. And it goes into some history here. Okay, so, and there's some suggested reading, including comic books like Asterix. And then there's a birthright table you roll on to see what kind of family do you come from. There's some Romans fighting the Carthaginians. There's an explanation about what all these different birthrights mean. So now we get to allowed character classes. Get this to focus. Alright, so fighters are allowed. Paladins, maybe talk to your DM. Rangers, not allowed. Mages are not allowed. Specialist mages are radically changed, but they're allowed, maybe, depends on the DM. Scientists, no. Clerics are allowed. Druids, talk to your DM. Thief, allowed. Bards, not allowed. Go into fighters, and the followers for fighters are very different because the Roman legionary is a lot different from the medieval knight. So there's a Roman legionary kit, a military tribune kit. This is like the leader of the soldiers. A Roman politician kit, gladiator kit, a charioteer kit. Chariot racing was a lot more popular than gladiatorial games, but the Colosseum has survived and the circus has not. There's a street fighter kit. There's a barbarian in the Senate. Paladins, maybe they might appear toward the end, or you might have a paladin of a Mithras, maybe. Wizard characters are a bit different. There's the Roman witch kit and the philosopher mage kit. So let's see, the witch kit. They have a preferred schools list for them. Oh yeah, the preferred schools is lesser divination and necromancy or alteration for the witch. For the philosopher mage, their preferred schools are abjuration and greater divination. Rogue characters fit good, so there's some kits. There's a charlatan thief kit. Bards don't fit this campaign, but clerics do. You should be a priest of the state religion. There's a Priest of the Mysteries kit, and there's several mysteries available, like Isis and Cybele and Ceres. There's a Mithric Priest kit. Paladin might fit good for a Mithra follower. And there's an early Christian cleric kit here. If you want to play an early Christian, if you're playing in the Empire era. Druids are villains as far as the Romans are concerned, so you can't play a druid. There's some new proficiencies like military science, politics, rhetoric. Goes into female characters and Roman names. There were not that many first names, but there were middle names and last names were a bigger deal. Permitted schools of magic. So, enchantment, charm, necromancy, abjuration, alteration, and greater divination are the main ones in the Roman campaign. Illusion, conjuration, summoning are rare but do exist. There's no general purpose mages, no evokers. Foretelling the future is a big deal, though, for the Romans. And there's some new spells like Protective Amulet, Seal Mouth, Love Spell, Curse Tablet, and some new magic items. There's a whole list of things that are not applicable to this setting, but new ones are like the Scorpion Wand, Amulet Against Disease. Goes a bit into religion, and the mystery cults, which you could be a priest of, and the Judeo-Christian religions, which would be a thing in a Roman setting. And there's a list of equipment, some things you can't have. There's a different money system for Rome. There's a list of equipment. Special things for expenses if you're a senator, or the price of slaves, because slavery was a thing in the Roman Empire. A big deal about how Christianity was a very popular religion for slaves. Slave rebellions were a big thing if you're going to do like Spartacus. There's a bit about armor, because the armor is different from medieval armor. They've got artillery. Nice picture of a siege going on. So there's a lot of detail about how to do a legion. So if you're going to have a Roman campaign where you're a soldier, it's very organized. It's not lone person running around. The series of Rome that came out later showed a lot how you could have adventures as a lone soldier going off alone. But this book more concentrates on fighting as a group and some of the auxiliaries that might fight, like Jewish zealots, Parthians, escaped gladiators, Germans, and some of the beasts and monsters. Yeah, some of the ones in regular D&D would never show up if you're doing a Roman campaign. And there's some new ones like this, the Caladrius, some sort of stork monster. So there's a bit about the circus, which, as I said earlier, is more popular than the gladiator games. But only the movie Ben-Hur seems to really capture that excitement. One of the biggest sports riots ever was a fight over chariot racing in Constantinople. That lasted for a long time, like weeks. One of the things, if you're doing a Roman campaign, is if you're a senator, you have a group of ex-slaves that you freed called clients. And every morning you meet with your clients and send them off to do all the dirty tricks that you need done that are not things you want to sully your hands with. And if you're a client, then you go to your senator to get jobs every morning. But if you need political things to happen for you, you go to your patron, your senator, and he makes it happen for you. And so there's the equestrian order, which is like the different classes. The senatorial order is the top. The equestrian order is like the middle. Equestrian means they used to have horses. The plebeians are the commoners. It doesn't really mention the patricians. Patricians were the nobility, and the plebeians were the commoners. And part of the tension in the Roman Republic was between the different branches of the classes and the tribes, because they absorbed their neighbors into Rome. One of the reforms of Julius Caesar is he took some of the people that he conquered and made them senators and gave them. And the older senators didn't like that. It was part of the reason for killing him, is they didn't want all those Gauls in the Senate. It's much more about the culture. The Roman world. And then there's the maps, which are not torn out of the book. So open them. So there's a big map of Europe. There's a small one showing Rome during the Republic era. And there's like this detailed map that shows the spread of Rome over time, which makes a big difference depending on when you put your Roman campaign. Here it is, continuing to spread and spread. There's a map of Italy showing the different places. So there you have it. The Glory of Rome campaign source book. A campaign that really emphasizes soldiers fighting the legions more than anything else, really. And there was a companion book to this about the Celts, which I was really looking forward to, and I will cover that next.